Shalom, Israel. Royal Regime of Christ Church. I'm Brother Aaron. Today we're going to be talking about some end time stuff that's going on. You know, today the United Nations just declared a code red state of emergency worldwide.
News tonight
and basically what they're saying, they even coming out admitting now, that's the news, politicians, everybody is coming out admitting the truth that pretty much the world is done over, meaning everything from the economy is about to collapse.
Tonight with the new numbers, and we have them here.
Famines, food shortages, plagues, disease, everything. Basically, they're admitting it's out of control. Nobody can say the earth is beyond saving at this point. Okay, when you get the news who coming out admitting this, you know it's a problem. You know, normally in order to keep from major panic or anarchy, the news always try to downplay these situations. But when they come out and literally admit to you worldwide the code red, then it's pretty much no coming back. Now, for those of us who stay tuned to Bible prophecy and follow the scriptures and, you know, read about what's to come, it's really no big surprise. You know, most of us, although, you know, and I guess in a sense, it can be a little scary, but for us who know the truth, you know, as the Bible say, look up for thy redemption draweth nigh. We know what this means, okay? When it says, Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning thereof. So for us, that's in the truth, and you know, stay occupied in prophecy like the Bible tells us to. It's really a time to rejoice, but at the same time, we understand it's like a woman in travail that's giving birth. Before that baby comes, it's gonna be some pain. It's gonna be a lot of pain, but the Most High made a promise, you know, for us that trusted Him to keep His laws and commandments. He will build a little sanctuary. Okay, so it's not really a message of fear to be fear-mongering. It's basically aware. Okay, the Lord says, sound the trumpet in my holy mountain, Zion. Okay, it's the watchman's job or the preacher or teacher's job to sound the alarm, blow the trumpet. That's the warning. Okay, so you can prepare the best you can spiritually and even physically. So that's what we're about to do with this lesson. Most High willing, we sounding the alarm, we're blowing the trumpet. Okay, we're gonna this lesson we're gonna use our King James Bibles, and we're gonna also be reading from our Apocrypha, King James Bible and the Apocrypha. And before we get started, I just want to say, you know, the world is calling this. They're trying to blame it most somewhat on climate change. Global warming is the term they use of climate change. You know, to discuss how the earth is getting hotter and hotter and burning up and fires everywhere. But we're going to look in the Bible and we're going to see what the Lord calls it. The Lord calls it plagues. Okay? The earth is going to always cover it up, the world. You know, they never want to get a Lord credit. Or they never want to admit that the Most High is really angry and He's plaguing this earth. So they're going to use scientific terms such as global warming and climate change. But we're going to see what the Bible says it is. First place we're going is 2nd Esdras in our Apocrypha. We're going to start at chapter 16, and you can pick it up in verse 18 when you get it read.
The beginning of sorrows in great mournings, the beginning of famine in great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay, so the beginning of sorrows, great mourning, the beginning of famine, and great debt. Okay, this is the time we in right now. And it's only going to increase and increase and increase. Famines, a lot of sorrows, a lot of plagues, and a lot of debt. This is what the Bible was warning us. Come on. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Famine and plague, tribulation and anguish is sent as scourges for amendment among men. Okay, this is the Lord's way of punishing the earth. He's angry. It says the Bible says the sins has reached into heaven. Okay, that means it's at an all-time high. It's never been as much sin in this world as it is now. Okay, they've surpassed ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, and now they're literally going into the heavens, taking their sin into space and everything else. Okay, so the Lord is sending these plagues. Jump to verse 22. Go ahead.
For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other, that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Okay, so a lot of people is going to die. This famine that's coming. Okay, great famine is coming up on this whole earth. You won't be able to find much food. It's already starting to, you know, if you look at the news, the stores, if you go to the store, the shelves are becoming empty and empty and empty. Okay, soon there will be no food, period. Okay, come on.
And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and cities shall be cast down.
Okay, so it's going to be so much death and dead bodies when you step out the house or wherever you go, dead bodies in the middle of the street. Okay, it's going to be cast out as dung, like poop, just all over the ground. Okay, that precepts when you read Psalms 91, what you think that's talking about? 1,000 shall fall at thy left, 10,000 at thy right hand, but none of these plagues shall come near thee. Okay, so much death due to this famine and due to the disease and the plagues that's coming. Come on.
There shall be no man left to the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them?
Okay, so come on, read the next verse.
The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men.
You see that? So even the farming, the grapes, the things that grow from the ground, the harvest. Okay, it's not going to be any men left to even till the ground. Nobody to pick the grapes or the fruits that grow. Okay, that's just how much death and plagues that's coming on this earth. Come on.
So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves, and in the clefts of the rocks.
Okay, they predict this in some of their movies they show, like I Am Legend. Go back and watch I Am Legend with Will Smith. That is a great example of what this world finna look like. 10 men left in the city. Okay, you see, he was the only one in the city. He was looking for other people. Okay, it's going to become that bad. Man is going to become scarce. You're not going to be able to find. That's how much death and plague that's coming. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and pick it up in verse 15. Read on down. When you get it, read it.
For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand.
Okay, that's sedition, like it tells you in Matthew the 24th chapter. Nation against nation. That's civil war in the streets. People divided on every level right now. That's civil war, that's race wars, that's vaccinated versus non-vaccinated. It's just any little thing you could think of to cause sedition and tension and strife among men. Okay, that's what we coming into. Come on.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Okay, city's going to be closed off, shut down. Certain areas, okay, you're going to be, you won't be able to enter. Okay, say your little comfort zone or your area, or local geographic area, wherever you're at city, it's going to come a time soon you won't be able to leave out that city without going through a checkpoint. Everything from a temperature scan to see if you're fully vaccinated to they're going to check everything about you or whatever before you even able to leave into the next city. That's just what it's saying. Basically quarantine. This is mass worldwide quarantine we read about. Come on.
For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Okay, so you're going to have this, the food shortage is going to, because it's going to be so much famine, you're going to have pretty much men going crazy. Okay, we talking about everything. It's going to get so bad, we're talking about cannibalism. People eating people. Okay, break it in the zoos. You see what they were doing a few years ago, was in Brazil, I believe, one of those Spanish names. If I'm not mistaken, it was Brazil. They would break it in the zoos, eat animals, giraffes and stuff like that. Okay, but this is what's coming. This is what the Bible was prophesying. This is the time we're in. Like I say, Code Red by the UN was established or announced today. But this, according to the Bible, this is the time that we're approaching. Due to the lack of food, they say men will be breaking in with the sword, killing one another for lack of bread. Showing you that it's going to be so bad just looking for food, just walking in the street. You got people sitting back, sniping you. Okay, just to eat. Cannibalism, it will be a reality in this place. Come on.
Verse 20. Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me.
Jump to verse 23. Read on that.
The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners, like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin, and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary.
Okay, so the only protection from what we see here, verse 24, woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord, I will not spare them. So once again, all of these plagues is an amendment on the earth where the Lord is angry for sin, the wickedness of this world. Okay, and that's not, it should be hard to believe if you look at the first world before the flood. Why did he destroy that? Because of wickedness and sin. Okay, so if you don't think the Most High could send plagues because he's angry, just look at what already happened. Why did he destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? Like I said, why did he flood the whole earth to begin with? It was always because of sin. Now sin has reached its peak higher than it's ever been. Verse 20, what we at, 5?
Verse 26 now.
Come on.
For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivered he them unto death and destruction.
You see that? Read that part again.
For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivered he them unto death and destruction.
Come on.
For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and he shall remain in them. For God shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, an appearance thereof from the east, where the nation...
That's all I want. But that verse 27, for now the plagues are come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. So once again, this anger and this wrath is all coming due to man's wickedness and sin. But it's necessary according to the Bible, because as this earth pass away, but not when I say earth, the world system, as this world system pass away, a new kingdom must be established. That's the Most High's Christ, the Messiah's throne, his glory on earth, along with his people in the millennial reign. All right, so let's look at some of these plagues a little bit more in detail. Now we're going to go to the King James Bible. We're going to Revelations chapter 6. Revelations chapter 6. And this is going in some of the seals in the last days that's being opened. And these angels pouring out these seals and these vials of these plagues. Okay, and this is pretty much the time that we're in now. This is what we're starting to see happen now. Revelation chapter 6, verse 5, when you get it, read.
And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and wine. Okay,
a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. This is talking about famine, great famine. So much so if it is, for instance, barley, let's say bread. We're talking about a whole check, whole day's wage. Or whatever, let's say you get paid weekly or bi-weekly. A whole pay period salary for 1 loaf of bread. That's the inflation that's going to take place. So the price is already gouging and rising as we speak. Last time you've been grocery shopping or wherever, just look at the prices. It's going up, it's going to go higher and higher and higher. Okay, so this is what's prophesied here. This is what we're reading about. Okay, that's going to be about a whole paycheck just for 1 loaf of bread. Who can afford that?
And we can already see, real quick, we can already see it now when we go to the grocery store, like going and you get 3 items and that's $100 already. So it's coming. It's slowly looking at the shelves, empty, all of that. We're slowly seeing it now.
Revelations chapter 8. I want verses 7 through 9. Revelations chapter 8, 7 through 9. When you get there, read it.
The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. and they were cast upon the earth.
Okay, you see that? The first angel sounded, and there followed fire. There followed hell and fire mingled with blood. Okay, you look around, what's happening now worldwide? What's the car? Forget this car, but it's hell. Okay, every day as we speak, some car. I think Greece is really
Fire.
Yeah, Greece fire. Well, fire mingled with hell. Everything we read here, it's not just the fire, it's hell falling at the same time.
People evacuated the island of Evia,
Okay.
Greece.
First angel sounded, and there
This is
followed
what they saw
hell
from the
and
ferries and
fire
boats pulling away to
mingled
safety.
with blood.
The bright red
Come on.
flames
And
lighting
they
up the
were
sky.
cast
A
upon
woman
the earth.
clutching her baby.
And the third part
Another
of trees
wiping
were burnt up. And all green grass was burnt up.
Okay, so that's not just happening in California. When they're talking about a third part of the grass and the green trees, once again, Europe. Go look it up. See what's happening. Type in fires in Europe, Greece, and stuff like that. See what's happening. Okay, this large parts of this earth is being burned. Okay, the water, everything is getting hot. You feel it outside. Just walk everywhere. The whole earth is once again. They're trying to use scientific terms. They're trying to say global warming, climate change. No, we're reading about what the Lord said. The Lord calls it plagues. All right, come on.
And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died.
Okay. And even right now, you look it up everywhere. Fishes just floating to the top of the sea, floating to the top of the ocean, dead. Okay, they trying to say they're not for sure why they did or what's killing them, but all through your oceans right now, almost every ocean, every sea, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of fish are dead. Okay, so we're starting to see this. These plagues, at least in part, we're starting to see this now.
Finish reading now.
That's all I want. Go to Revelation chapter 16. Revelation chapter 16. And 7 through 9. AJ, when you get it, I'll let you read that.
Revelations chapter 16, verse 7. And I heard another out of the altar say, Even so, Lord God Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. 8. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire.
To scorch men with fire. So this fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun. To scorch men with fire. Come on.
9. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which hath power over thee. Plagues and
Okay, so when they say, and men were scorched with great heat and blasphemed the name of the Most High, which had power over these plagues. So it's telling you who controls the plagues is the Lord. Once again, you got a lot of, I'm going to be nice, I'm going to say unlearned or uneducated, Christians or whatever who, because they've been taught the wrong God, they refuse to believe the Lord would do something like plague, sin, disease, or famine, when it's all throughout the Bible. Okay, so the Lord is controlling these plagues. And this particular fourth vial here that was poured out is to make the sun hotter. To the point, you think it's hot now? each year, we're going to look at 2, 5, 10 times hotter. To the point to where men will literally begin scorched and burned up to death because of the sun. Alright, that's what we hit. Read verse 9.
Verse 9. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which hath power over thee. Plagues. And they repented not to give him glory. 10. And the fifth
That's it. They repented not to give him glory. So even though he's sending the plagues because of sin, you're going to have people so stubborn, so stuck in their ways, so prideful, so they still not going to follow their knees, cry and repent. It's kind of like what you see even happening in this hour. It's literally, you have to be really spiritually blind not to be able to look at what's happening on this earth and know we're in the last days. And believe it or not, you have a lot of people that's that blind. They making every excuse they can. Yeah, but it ain't that. Things always been this and that. Or it's just like the world saying, it's just global warming. It's just climate change. You have to be a really spiritually blind person not to see what's going on. Okay, you have to be a really spiritually stubborn person at this point to not take heed, to not fall on your face, say, you know what, maybe I better look at what this Bible says. Maybe I better come back to these laws and these commandments. Okay, but it says for all of this, men still and repent. From there, let me see. Let's go to Luke. This is a short lesson. I just want to point out, according to the Bible, what's really going on. You know, not what man saying. All this, the precept of Matthew, the 24th chapter. We have lessons on that we've already done. End time prophecy. Also, St. Luke, the 21st chapter, where we're about to go. Okay, but we're going to St. Luke, chapter 21. And I want verse 36. Because this is what everybody should be doing right now. When you get there, read.
Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that he may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Okay, so pray and watch always, that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things, all these plagues, all these famine, the death by the sword. Okay, this is the hour of what you should be doing right now with this hour. Fasting, praying, and repenting. Okay, coming back. Remember the foundation, Psalms 11 and 3, his laws, his statutes, his commandments. The same ones we've been brainwashed and taught throughout the Christian church that we don't have to keep. Everything from your dietary law. What are you eating? Everything from the day that you worship. It should be the Holy Sabbath, the Shabbat, Saturday. Friday night, sundown, and Saturday night, sundown. Even your dress codes, okay? Go back, look at those laws. All that stuff we've been taught. It's a reason they taught us to stay away from that. Because that's why our power as a people. That's why it belongs. That's what's happening to the earth. As we coming back to that, as we're doing, we're waking up every day. The Lord is waking his people up all over this earth. The more we wake up, the more this world passes away. The sooner we get the kingdom. Okay, and the better, that's the only way you're going to be protected through this. We already read that over there, 2nd Ezra 15. I will only protect those who keep my command, my laws and commandments. Okay, so with that, we're going to close out. I pray you got some understanding. I want to say shalom. We out.
Hey, Israel, where you at? I say, Israel, where you at? Yeah, yeah. We on the ground trying to take across the map, waiting for the Lord. Yeah. We know that he coming back. We just got to hold on. We just got to hold on. We just got to hold on. We just got to hold. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know you can't wait. Like someone tell me how much can a man take? Apply the pressure, let them know you can't break. Yeah, I know you're tired. You want to give up, but you can't. You just got to hold on. You just got to hold on. You just got to hold on. You just got to hold. It won't stop. If I'ma do this, I'ma give it all I got. The last bullet, all I got is one shot. I'm trying to make it in so you can see me on top. I'm trying to get my roll on. These demons trying to get my soul on. Edom got me in the hole, Lord, and he ain't trying to let me go. I know it's tough, but it ain't no giving up. No, you gotta hold your head, young king. Don't ever show him any fear, young king. Ooh, living out the scriptures, losing family, but not to a hearse. I know it hurt, but hold your head, young king. Cause it seems like they resent you when you show them the truth. And it's crazy how they reject it when you show them the proof. Speaking negative, no respect, it's like they want you to lose. But it's cool, you know what we gotta do. I said, Israel, you ready? I said, Israel, you ready? Israel, you ready? I said, Israel, you ready? Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, Israel, where you at? I say, Israel, where you at? Yeah, yeah. We on the ground trying to take across the map, waiting for the Lord. Yeah. We know that he coming back. We just gotta hold on. We just gotta hold on. We just gotta hold on. We just gotta hold. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know you can't wait. Like someone tell me how much can a man take?
discipline work together. I remember, Brother Yavin from Cali said that. I like that thing. Consistency and discipline work together. And I'll say this. Brothers often ask, how do I always stay motivated? Easy. I'm not always motivated, but I'm always disciplined.
So much going on today, there's so much on my mind. There's so much drama in the world today, and they make it hard to have a good vibe. There's so much wrong going on in the world, but somehow we keep it all smiles. So many people in the world today didn't make it, but we made it alright. That's why we say, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praise. Tell me if you feel me, clap your hands up. Tell me if you feel me, put your hands up and help me say, all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Sabbath that we at it once again. Everybody around me feeling alright. We already been here all day.
They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us. Somebody tell them wake up, wake up, wake up. Somebody tell them wake up, wake up, wake up. Somebody tell them wake up. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us. Somebody tell them wake up, wake up.